are live. We are live and live and I was gonna say live and a thrive, but that's not a word. So
live in a paper fried.
We thrive.
We're just making up our own vocabulary words.
Yes, but hello. This is Jacob's Film Perspectives. If you've never tuned in before, this is me, a young boy, talking about movies.
Young boy.
And my buddy, my co-host, the great leader, Yautja, my king. He's the leader of this clan, this group. I shouldn't say clan. That sounds wrong. Group. But yes, we are here today to talk about Predator Badlands.
Whoa, whoa, ladies and gentlemen, here it comes.
The poster is coming, I promise.
Wow. There it is.
We are here.
Such a beautiful poster.
It is a dope poster.
Mm-hmm.
New Predator film just came out. I was looking forward to it. I was excited, hyped about it.
So hype.
As a Predator stan myself, I grew up on the Predator films. They were one of the few horror adjacent franchises that I was able to watch as a kid because I didn't watch a lot of horror growing up. If you watch this channel, you know that I wasn't too caught a few on TV, but Predator, for some reason, my dad was a big action fan. Always watched Predator movies, especially original. Original, I have a lot of nostalgia for. And the second one with Danny Glover, which I think is underrated. I think Predator 2 is an underrated sequel. Shout out that. Danny Glover is amazing in that. I just love Danny Glover. But anyway.
Iconic.
Great sequel. And then since then, middling results in the Predator franchise. But I always have nostalgia for it. Every time a new Predator movie comes out, I'm going to watch it. I love this franchise. I remember even a kid when the Alien vs. Predator films came out, I was always Team Predator. Always.
Every time.
I remember when the first one came out, I was in kindergarten, so I didn't really remember it. But I remember when Requiem came out, I remember that being a big ordeal, and everybody was like, who are you, Team Alien or Team Predator? And I was always Predator all the way. The Yautja are kings over the Xenomorphs. I will say this.
My favorite aliens.
Predator is, but besides the first movie, this franchise is a little bumpy. The first movie is an action masterpiece. I think it's one of the greatest action films ever made. It's better than Terminator 2, which a lot of people consider the best sci-fi action movie. I think this is better than Terminator 2. Come at me. Come to my house. So do that.
All the smoke.
I will scream and run and cry. What's up, Ashley?
What's up, Ashley? Thank you for tuning in.
Predator, best sci-fi action film I think ever made. Arnold Schwarzenegger, iconic. Carl Weathers, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Died recently. Just a great action film. Shane Black in there.
Legends.
John McTiernan, who also directed Die Hard, just absolutely amazing. Everything. What Predator masterpiece. And like I said, Predator 2 underrated.
Yes, sir.
And then we got I think what came next. Oh, Alien vs. Predator was the next one. That was all right if we're including those movies. I've never seen the second Alien vs. Predator because I always heard it was terrible, so I skipped it. That's the only Predator movie I have not seen. And then Predators came out when I was in middle school. That's a fun one. Not great in my opinion though. And then I think after that it was The Predator in 2018, which I was so excited for back in the day. I saw it in theaters. Shane Black came back to write and direct. He's a great director, so I thought it was going to be amazing. Turned out to be a pile of poopy, and it wasn't really good at all, and it was weird. And but then Prey came out. Dan Trachtenberg directed this, which he also directed this film as well. And he's basically the savior of the Predator franchise. He basically revived this franchise from death that was the Predator in 2018. And we got Prey, which was my second favorite movie in the Predator franchise until earlier this year when Killer of Killers came out, which became my second favorite movie in the Predator franchise. That's an amazing animated movie, especially if you're big into like anime. You will absolutely love that movie.
So dope.
I wish it would have went to theaters, but it went to Hulu just like Prey did. But Dan Trachtenberg also directed that, so he did Prey, Killer Killers, and now he's here with Badlands. And now Badlands is now my second favorite film in the Predator franchise. And it's crazy because it's like every new movie he's come out with becomes my second favorite in the franchise. Because I don't think you'll ever beat the first original Predator. I think that's untouchable. I don't think you can touch that. So for him to make back to back be in my second place for the second best Predator movie is insane and incredible. Shout out Dan Trachtenberg. He's the savior of this franchise, brought it back to life.
Serious hard work right there.
I'm glad Disney and Fox, Disney bought Fox, and I'm glad Disney kind of let him do his thing with the Predator franchise because he knows what he's doing. And we'll get into that.
Oh, yeah, he was born for this.
Yeah, so what is your experience with the Predator franchise, my loyal compadre?
My experience with the Predator franchise is that iconic line from Arnold Schwarzenegger is that you are one ugly mother, and he just drops the Predator once and for all. So I remember that as a kid growing up. If my dream cosplay of all dream cosplay is to be at least a Yautja leader or a Yautja king, any Yautja in general, I'd be satisfied with it, and I'm not going to buy any cheap ass costume from a store. I want like Hollywood status Yautja makeup and tendrils and all that. Like if I could be a Yautja at least once in my lifetime, I'll say I've truly lived it, because that's truly my favorite alien in all of like science fiction horror. So I love their way of life, the culture, the lore that they dived into for Predator Badlands. You kind of get a little bit into the lore with the other movies, like you see their home planet, you see other Yautja, you see their spacecraft and all that when they're going to planets and hunting their targets. And it's just like these guys really are the apex predators, no matter what planet they are on and what they're up against. And it's like, and to see them go head to head with the xenomorphs, insane. Because xenomorphs are like pretty brolic aliens as well. Extensive history and lore behind them as well. Because it's like, for as long as I've known predators, like they're probably less intimidating as an alien and maybe more horrifying. Or actually, no, I wouldn't even go that route. I would say these guys are kind of written to be friends with humanity almost. It's just like if they kill you, it's because you kind of drew their attention to them. So it's a lot to learn about Yautja. Like if you've seen the Killer of Killers animated series, usually they want to kill whatever looks like it's the most apex. They want to apex the apexes of this world. So it's like, damn, man. And they're damn good at what they do. Advanced technology, and just ruthless. Those guys will run around with camo and take down hordes of guys, soldiers, you name it. They're not scared of shit, and they're just so badass. My ass is in the seat at every theater whenever a Predator movie comes out, and I'm just a sucker for it. They take my money every time. Dan Trachtenberg, like Jacob was saying, is definitely the man to call for this entire reboot, I guess, of this franchise, because these movies, he's like 2 for 2 right now, and
3 for 3.
3 for 3. Yeah, he is the best. He is like the best for the job. Like, and what is his name? The guy that directed Alien Earth. He's done a couple Alien projects as well, and it's like these new school directors really give a damn about their projects, and I love that for these franchises. And so you got Fede Alvarez for Alien Romulus. And there's one guy that did Alien Earth that I cannot remember his name for the life of me. I'm about to Google him so I can move forward. Let's see. Alien Earth. Noah Hawley. I knew I'd remember him. So Noah Hawley directed that. And I think that's not the only alien project he has done. But I'm not going to get too deep into that because this tonight is about Predator Badlands. This is one of my favorite movies of 2025.
Oh yeah, this is this surprisingly, when I left the theater, I have my list on a letterbox of my top films of the year, and I always add every time I see a new film, because I'll forget if I don't. I add it right away, give it its rating, and then I add it, and it went all the way to, I think, I kept going up and moving up the list, and I was like, oh my god, is it going to crack the top 10? And it did. It actually kicked Killer of Killers out of the top 10.
Man, Killer of Killers was great.
Yeah, Killer of Killers was also amazing. I don't know if I wrote a review on that on my Instagram and Facebook. If you want to check that out, I have a written review for that. But yeah, it was great. But this one I think is just a little better. It's in my top 10 of the year right now. It surprised me. I was going in, I didn't have the highest of expectations just because the last time I went to the theater to see a Predator movie, we got the Predator from 2018, which was a train wreck and a dumpster fire, basically. And so I didn't have a lot of high hopes, but I was excited because I like the director, he was 2 for 2 before this movie coming in. He had, I love Elle Fanning. Having her in the movie was pretty cool, and I loved the new take because besides the Alien vs. Predator movie where he teams up with the human, this is the first time we're following the Predator in a movie, in the Predator movies. Every other time we're following the human characters. Every single other movie we're following the human characters, and this is the first movie we're following. The Predator is our protagonist of the story. We're following him and his journey, and I just love that refreshing concept. It's something new. It's something different we haven't seen I think the first one came out like 87, 88. So in the almost 40 years of this franchise, this is the first time we actually get to see him as like a protagonist and like follow his point of view from the story. My only concern was the trailers did not look too great to me, and I didn't like the look of Deck, the Predator, the main Predator. He kind of I didn't like the look of him. I thought he looked just not right. But there is a reason in the movie why he looks the way he does. It's explained why he kind of looks kind of weird and kind of weaker. It's explained why. So it's got a story reason. So with that away, that kind of helped me warm up to the movie. Having that in the, that's why he kind of looks kind of weaker and weird and off and different, and looks a lot different than what we're used to seeing Predators look like. Yeah. And I loved it. It was just like an amazing story. We'll get into it, but I really liked, like I said, just that fresh perspective, the way we follow him and we follow the Predator. And I mean, he's not completely a protagonist because he does still have his own selfish goals and stuff, but he is the one we're following throughout this whole movie. And like I said, never happened before in the 40 years almost of this franchise before this movie. So that was awesome. It was cool being on a different planet. We don't even touch Earth in this film. I love I love the Alien tie-in with the Alien franchise. It was nice to tie that in, and it didn't feel forced. It was pretty natural and organic. I love seeing I'm a sci-fi. I like sci-fi concepts in general. So seeing like them going to a new planet and all these weird different creatures and like all these different aliens and like going to this new world that we've never experienced before and seeing the different predators and like how their kind of dynamics work and their families and the different tribes of predators and Yautja. I really like that a lot.
Hell yeah.
And I didn't even know that Yautja was the correct term until Deontay told me last podcast. I was like, they're predators, and this kind of makes that. This is kind of like, I feel like this is the first movie. I know, like in the comics and stuff, that's pretty well known, but I think this is like the first cinematic time that they're kind of referenced as Yautja, and that's kind of more put in the forefront that that's what they are. Because because in the movies before, I don't think they state that they're that name until this movie. And this movie is actually like subtitled. We actually get Predator language, and they actually came up with that language for this film. Mm-hmm. Like somebody made up the language for this film, which is pretty dope that somebody actually made up. So we get something new in this franchise as well as it's a new language, like, and it's subtitled, and that's pretty cool. And yeah, just a lot of cool things, and we'll get into it. But yeah, I really like that about it too.
Yeah, like he was saying about the tie-in, that you get to see Weyland-Yutani, the evil corporation as we all know it, always into something and messing with some shit. Weyland-Yutani, of course, wound up being the antagonist of the movie. And it's like, man, it's kind of poetic too, because it's just like there's so many things that you can learn just from like the metaphor of Weyland-Yutani. Like, I'm willing to make a wager that at some point humanity will have our own Weyland-Yutani, where it's just like space exploration and then some, with a ulterior motive behind it. And it's always like, we're willing to do this we're willing to sacrifice human life for the name of science and getting rich off of aliens that we capture and exploit. And it's like, whew. And it's just like, it feels like a science fiction reach, but the way humanity works in real life, you just never know when Weyland-Yutani will ever show up. Also, a reference to what Jacob was saying. I don't remember specifically any other movies or TV shows that kind of like discuss the Yautja, but if you've read the comic books, these characters are based on. Well, these movies are based on characters created by Jim and John Thomas. So, an incredible comic books to read. I believe they fall under the Marvel umbrella. So they've done crossovers. I think they belong to Disney as a whole. So I've seen crossovers with like Star Wars, I want to say, and then there's been times where Predators have made appearances in Marvel comics, if I do say so correctly. If I butchered that a little bit or the facts are a little bit twisted, feel free to jump in the comments and chastise me, fact check me. Don't always have to quote me for that one. Just for the record, so you guys don't chastise Jacob for the shit that I say. Okay, I'm not pushing fake news. I'm just a comic book store shopper.
Spank them.
Spank them.
Send them a virtual spanking.
Yeah. And there's so many awesome things with this movie, like the planet Gena, where Dek, which is like the main Yautja character, goes to. He's pretty much exiled from his clan on Yautja Prime. He goes to this planet where it's nothing but other predator creatures, and he has to fight his freaking way out. Because if you die, you can die an honorable death, or you can just die and be completely forgotten about. And Dek wanted to go down in history as the hardest of the hard, because the creature he's after is called the Calisk. And the Calisk is like so feared that even his father wouldn't show up and run the fade with him. And I'm like, all right. So how is the runt of the Yautja clan able to take down the creature his father couldn't, but his father is just like the big boss dog of his specific Yautja clan? And it's like, there are some things that may or may not questions that need to be answered. For the most part, for the sake of the plot, I don't care that Dek is all of a sudden ready to take down a Callus. But there's a catch to it, because Callus are really difficult to fucking kill. Callus regenerate, and they have this regeneration feature where Dek could excuse me, Deck could cut off the creature's head, and the head would just reattach itself to the body, and it just makes this fight even harder. And it's like Yautja are afraid of these creatures, and none of them has successfully killed it. And in the end, Deck doesn't kill the Callus, but ends up becoming allies with it, and he kind of just earns like the respect of other Yautja once he goes back to Yautja Prime. And it's like, damn, man, he achieved he achieves his goals. That's all that matters. Well written story. There's even a whole lot of wholesome shit that goes on, because it's like we all know the Yautja is ruthless and like, I'm not bargaining with humans for their lives type of attitude that they've had for many years up until this point. And then he meets this what they call it, a synth. They meet this synth named Tessa, and Tessa's not human, so he pretty much doesn't get any pleasure out of ripping her to shreds if he wanted to. But instead, he uses her to his advantage to help track down the Callus. And like Jacob said, that's played by Ellie Fanning. Deck, yeah.
I think Tia is her name.
Tia.
Tessa's the villain, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Ellie plays both of them, right?
Yeah, Elle Fanning. Yeah,
Elle Fanning. Yeah.
Yeah, she plays both of them. So that's cool. She plays a dual role in this. But yeah, I think Tia, or it's Thea or Tia, that she is the good one, I guess, and then Tessa's basically the villain of the movie, Wayland Yutani.
Yeah, and Demetrius is played, or excuse me, Deck is played by Demetrius Schuster Tanji. I will never ever be able to pronounce this name until I've heard somebody else say it. So I apologize for butchering his last name. I got as far as Demetrius Schuster, and then it was just game over. I'm so sorry about that. He did a great job as an actor. The way that he practices the Predator language, he can. They made the language up, and you see him in interviews using the language, and it's so cool. And it's just like, all right, I like this. I like this. Jacob mentioned the subtitles earlier, and like we're able to see like these guys can be tender with each other, and there are conversations between Deck and his brother Quay, and the conversations between Deck and Thea. It's like, damn. I was like, this is pretty awesome. So much lore that we have yet to tap into, and this movie is like the beginning of it all. So it's a lot to look forward to.
This movie definitely, when we get closer to the ending, it definitely sets up things. But I really liked how it basically sets up this planet as being like, this murderous planet where everything is basically trying to murder you and everything. Like there's even fields made of like glass, shards of glass, and it's a really cool planet they come up with. And like the Callus, the monster, and like everybody in the clan has tried to kill it, nobody could. It's this impossible thing. And at the beginning of the movie, we actually get Deck is actually going to be executed, but his brother saves his life because his father sees Deck as like the run of he is the run of the clan. He's kind of smaller and weaker, and he doesn't have the strength of the other predators, Yautja, and his brother basically saves his life and ends up dying for him, basically. And that kind of motivates Deck to being like, I'm going to go get this Callus and prove myself that I'm worthy and I'm the best. Even though I may be smaller, weaker, have all these disadvantages, I'm going to do this. So immediately it kind of warms you up to the character of the Predator because, these are murderous beings. So it's kind of hard to, when you're following, because like it's the first time from their perspective, this movie. So you got to have something like that written in the story where you want to be on the Predator side and you want to be like, you know what? Yeah, I want him to win. Because usually the Predator is trying to kill everything and kill the top dog and, being curious with how basically a curious murderer just kills things just to be curious about how they work and stuff. They're very analytical beings, and so just having that set up of having his brother killed in front of him, he's basically being just antagonized by his father, saying he's worthless, not worth anything, and he basically it's this journey of kind of not a redemption for himself and proving that he's tougher than his father. He's not weak because of these disadvantages. He can actually do this. And like Deontay said, even though he doesn't get the Cowlisk in the end, he gets more than that. He finds a family, like you said about the wholesome things. There's a theme about found family in this movie where, Deck is kind of he doesn't have his brother anymore, so he kind of doesn't really have a family because he doesn't like his father. And he finds family in Tia and Bud, which is what we'll find out is tied into the Cowlisk. But when we first meet Bud, it's and it's actually a female, a she. She's kind of just trying to replicate everything Deck does. And usually these type of creatures, especially in Disney films, it was kind of like they try to go for like their own Grogu in this movie.
Yeah.
With their own baby Yoda in this movie. So you kind of feel the Disney-ness in that. But for me, it worked in this movie where I actually really cared about Bud. And every time Bud was like upset, it made me sad. And like, I'm a tough-hearted man, all right? I don't let little cute creatures sway my emotions. But this creature, damn it, Bud got to me. I was rooting for Bud the whole time. I wanted her to be successful. I didn't want her to die. And turns out she's pretty integral to the plot later on. But I just love the connection with Tia and Bud and Deck and their little found family they kind of forge. And Tia has her own problems with her sister who, they're both synthetics, and she starts to become more emotional. And, Weyland-Yutani synthetics are not supposed to be that. They're supposed to be very cold and calculating. And it's just kind of about finding your way. It's kind of got that, it is kind of a thing we've seen before about like found family and finding your way and finding your, a hero's journey type story, but it's done in the Predator universe, which is very unique. And I really like that spin on it. I really like that a lot about it.
Yeah, I was expecting people to complain about this movie. Like, it was like maybe they were showing Deck the way that he is in this movie, like to be a little too soft to be a Yautja. He goes hard. He definitely has his opportunities to shine in this movie when he faces off against other aliens. And then at the final scene of the movie, he takes down almost an entire armada of synths from the Weyland-Yutani Corporation by himself. Well, I wouldn't say by himself, but Bud at some point helps, and even Thea had her moments of just dropping bodies. So that was pretty awesome. Bud turns out to be the daughter of the Cowlisk he was hunting, and we see like a fast forward in time where like Bud is like a little bit older as a Cowlisk when Deck goes back to Yautja Prime, and then just watching it eat and kill or whatever was just awesome. It was just like, you don't really know. Well, I don't remember if the mother died or not, because I know Deck saved the Cowlisk originally from the wrath of Tessa, the evil twin synth, basically, of Tia. And
I think I want to say because Tessa goes inside and like explodes inside the Cowlisk, and I think Tessa does end up killing the mom. I think she does, just because she went inside and like exploded through her. Because I don't think we see the mom Cowlisk, because I think that adds to the theme of found family, where now Bud's kind of thrown out of her family now too. So like all these three different creatures from different, that we got a Cowlisk, we got a Yautja, we got a synthetic, and they're kind of all coming together and making this found family.
Yeah. It's pretty sad to watch Bud lose her mom, but Bud ended up growing up pretty fast and almost a full-grown dangerous callus as well, and already like besties with Deck. So those two, and Yautja work alone almost all the time. So if you see a Yautja team up with people, it's probably because they're using you as a means to an end, and then when they're done with you, they may drop you. Deck doesn't do that with these guys. He's just like, these guys are my buddies, and we'll go and hunt wherever we need to go. And
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Originally, he uses Thea because he doesn't want to work with her at first, and he kind of writes her off because she's only half at the beginning. She was ripped in half by the Calisk, and at first, he doesn't want to, but then he starts getting into trouble with all the creatures of the planet. And Tia is like this. She's like the studier of the planet, and she knows every creature, everything on the planet. So she kind of works it where, in his mind, he's using her as a tool, and that's how she gets Deck to bring her along. He's carrying her on her back, like we saw in the poster, and it's just like that's kind of how it starts off. Is he starts to use her as a tool, and he's using Bud, and Bud is just tagging along. The Predators is not really engaging with her at all. She's just kind of following them everywhere and trying to just do everything Deck does, and that brings some of the more pretty funny moments of the film and wholesome moments, definitely, that I really liked. And just eventually Thea gets her legs back, but at first, Deck is using her as a tool, but then he kind of learns that, hey, I can actually like these people or these beings. We can. And it just becomes like I said, found family.
Yeah, man. Like, I could kind of see where some of the complaints about this would be like, Deck is a little too soft, and it's such a un-Yautja thing for him to work with these other creatures and characters. But for the sake of this movie, like he had one goal, was to hunt down the Callus. He did almost everything required of him to find it. He found it, and he gave it a run for his money. Didn't kill it, but mid-fight, they were interrupted anyway by other problems, and it was just like the plot continued on. One thing led to another, and he winds up befriending the Callus because the mother Callus can smell the spit that Bud put on Deck. And it's like, oh, it's just like, you don't want the Yautja to be all cute, cuddly, and all that, and just too friendly with humans and babies and all that shit. But at the same time, it's just like, it worked for this movie.
Yeah, it was written so well, it worked. And like I said, I'm a tough guy when it comes to those, because I spot them a mile away. I'm like, okay, here comes the cute creature they're going to try to make toys out of. Because ever since Baby Yoda, Grogu became a thing. Even the last Jurassic Park movie tried to have one of those with the baby dinosaur. They try to have their own type of Grogu. So it's like every new property, every franchise is trying to have that. And this movie, it does incorporate that because, it's owned by Disney as well. Star Wars owned by Disney. But Bud, I don't know, Bud worked for me. I thought she was super cute, made me laugh, hilarious, and actually kind of like really useful and like helped a lot. And there's like a lot of and brings a lot of heart and wholesomeness to the movie, where I was like rooting for Bud the whole time. I was just like, oh, well. Every time it popped on the screen, I even leaned over and told my friend I was watching the movie with, I was like, I want one of those.
Yeah, I was like, man, but if Bud is friendly with humans in general, this could work, man. Like that, I'd raise that little baby.
Just those big eyes, those big eyes she had. Something about them big eyes just got me, man. I was just like, oh, it's such a cute little thing. But like, yeah, just like, and it ends up working for Deck because she turns out to helps him with the Callus. If it wasn't for that, he'd probably be dead if she didn't spit on him. So it worked out for him unknowingly to him, but helping Bud. But just like, I love this movie too, Blake. We talked about it. It's my second favorite in the franchise behind the first movie. Absolutely amazing. But like another thing I like about this movie is it has a lot of great like kill scenes and fights.
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot of like beheadings and body parts being ripped off, but it's PG-13, and it's because there's no humans in this movie. It's all synthetics, creatures, and I think that's how Disney got away with it, because I don't think Disney would have let this be rated R, even though I know they have the Deadpool and Wolverine let be rated R, but I think this is the first Predator movie that's PG-13 that's come out, because even Killer of Killers is rated R, even the animated version. So it's like, but it worked. It didn't soften any of the violence in this movie, because as a Predator fan, I do want that Predator, that that violence, that good action, those cool kill scenes, because I mean that's what a Predator movie is, all the gadgets they have and stuff, and you get plenty of that. He uses all kinds of gadgets, and there's a lot of great kills, but it's just green blood, and it's it's alien blood. It's not human blood, so that's how they were able to get past the MPAA, because for some reason, if it's not red blood, then you don't have to make it rated R. You can get away with the censors on that. Yeah. But yeah, it had some great like action scenes, some great kill scenes. When he's going against the synthetics of Weyland-Yutani and Tessa and all them, and just like like I said, it was just like a fun. It had its themes, and it was kind of a crowd pleaser. It had those crowd pleasing moments for sure, but at the same time, it also had like deeper themes. It was really well written. That's what surprised me. Like, I knew it was going to be a fun blockbuster action movie, but it was that character building of Deck and the character building of the supporting characters and the themes written into the story that really held my attention and made this movie above the rest of the Predator movies besides the first one for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Like what Blake is saying, so then this came out and I felt like it was exactly what we got. And yeah, Killers of Killers, like very high bar even for an animated movie. The live action hasn't done wrong in a while. This is like all I remember. Prey, like to see a Yautja tear down a group of colonial settlers. It's like it's kind of poetic, because these guys are like colonizing indigenous people territory, and they're I think kidnapping, hunting animals when they shouldn't and stuff like that. When they got wind of like the native people that were there, they were trying to cause harm to them. The Yautja that was already hunting for the best hunter was like, all right, I got animals. That's pretty much apex predators here that I could kill. And then I also got these humans that are like fairly decent at their job too. So I'm going to take them on. And it's just like the Yautja are always looking for the smoke. Like, who's the best in this territory? Tell them to come see me. And it's like, I absolutely love that about the Yautja. They're brave, they're bold. There's so much lore behind them, and I kind of wish I picked up the source material for all of these throwback Predator comics.
Yeah, I haven't read into any of the lore of the comics. The only thing I know from the Predator and the Yautja is from the movies. Because obviously I'm more of a movie guy, but I liked, like I said, it was like those deeper themes, those story moments that really worked and were well written, and I just really liked, like I said, the fresh point of view of seeing from kind of the Predator's perspective for the first time, and going on a hunt with them on this strange planet. And seeing a lot of just like, it was just fresh and new.
Right.
A lot of people are concerned about, I've been seeing some concerns about like they don't want the movie it start to go in this direction where they're PG-13 and they're more into looking at I'm trying to find the word. My brain's not working apparently. like PG-13 and not going so far into making it more like crowd pleaser blockbuster, not these like horror thriller sci-fi action, kind of making these big I guess Marvelized type Predator, because the Predator franchise really isn't that, it's not, it's more stealth killing thriller, kind of type of movie, horror-esque. It's not so much action adventure franchise. And I think people are worried that because if this movie is so successful, it's gonna make Disney want to do everything action adventure. So I hope I agree with those worries. I don't want that to be the case, but I felt like for this movie, it was a nice fresh change up to have an action adventure version of the Predator franchise, because we never really gotten that before, where we get to follow the Predator from his point of view and see him go on these hunts in these strange lands. It was just I just really like that. It was just really refreshing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a whole lot more movies in this. I kind of do want to see the R rating, but if it's just the Weyland-Yutani Corporation that's going to continue being the main antagonist to all the Yautja and their solo journeys, I can't complain about seeing Sense getting shredded. It's pretty much been a field day all year long on synthetics. You watch Alien Earth, watch the Xenomorphs and the other alien creatures go to town on the Sense, and then now you got Predator Badlands, and watch Deck take down at least 20 different Sense just to rescue one Callus and get his prize. And it's like, holy cow. This movie has everything you need except for like bloodshed and large intestines being pulled out of somebody's stomach. Like,
I mean, we do get those Predator spine moments where he holds the skulls up his spine, but it's just not skulls and blood in the spine. It's other creatures,
Yeah.
So we still get that. It's just not human, but so that was nice that we still got those iconic Predator staples that those type of scenes and action that we get in these movies, for sure.
Yeah, because I'm so used to their ruthlessness of just shredding humans apart. It's just like, this is kind of like Ninja Turtle vibes for me, because it's like the thing with Ninja Turtles is they have weapons that could absolutely shred humans. So the whole point of the foot soldiers that they're up against is the foot soldiers were robots and originally, so they could just go all out, and they can't just use Leonardo's katana on a human ninja, because it'd be an absolute bloodbath. So you want the Ninja Turtles to go all out, give him robot soldiers to go against. And the same for Yautja. He's like, yeah, you can shred a human 4 ways from Sunday, but if you really want to see him go all out, put them on a crash course with the synthetics. And the Yautja did not disappoint. The technology was awesome. The different gadgets that Deck had was awesome. Even at some point, he was able to forge his own mask and armor, and I was like, that is sick.
Yeah, just being able to use stuff and we get to see that from him using stuff from the land to heal himself and all kinds of things, and just really resourceful characters. And like, I really liked, also on top of that, just like when he does run into Thea and all that, which, I mean, that's also my only, I guess, my only issues with this movie is sometimes, like, a lot of the humor does work in this movie. It is the most humorous of the Predator movies I've seen, for sure.
Yeah.
So it has the lightest tone of any of the movies, and it works for 98% of it. There's a few times where Thea, Elle Fanning's character, some of her jokes feel like, okay, that's a very Disney movie joke we've seen a million times, or it's just, it was a little too much at times with that, her character's, the script for her character. There's a little too much cutesy type humor.
Yeah,
that was like my little nitpick. There's a little too, where I was like, okay, there's a few like cringe attempts at humor, and also it is kind of a very simple, predictable story. At the end of the day, it's a hero's journey. It's like I said, it's all these things we've seen before, but because it's in this, the Predator franchise, it's been like horror for the most part and thriller, and it makes it refreshing, and it adds enough of its own spin on it and puts enough of the Predator DNA into it where it's not too predictable. That's just my only other nitpick, is maybe it's a little too predictable at times, but it's never like where it ruins the movie for me or anything.
Yeah, it was definitely survivable. Let's see. Yeah, the Duffer Brothers. That shit was so sick with them being the voices of the ship.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, and like Blake was talking about all the cool callbacks in the ship between the tech screen and trophy. Yeah, we always get those trophy room scenes in the Predator movies, like the iconic from Predator 2, where we first see the xenomorph skull in Predator 2, and he hands him the revolver from the American Revolutionary War that actually comes back in Prey. But like in this one, we get to see a T-Rex skull, which I thought I love seeing the T-Rex skull in that ship. More sensitive to connect better with her. Yeah. That would kind of make sense because she is more sensitive, and she's kind of the studier of lands. But at the same time, I think you could have done without those cutesy jokes for a Predator movie. I think that was just kind of the Disneyifying of the script, where it's like we got to have some cute little jokes in here since it's PG-13 for the kids,
Yeah.
So, but other than that, I don't have any issues with it. I really liked, like I said, it's still got the gory kills of Predator. It's still got the iconic kills where he rips the spine out. It's just, it's not humans. But I mean, if that's your complaint, that I just want to see more humans die, I mean, I guess that's a valid complaint. But it's also like, are you a psychopath?
Right. Yeah. But like, wow, this is so cold. But
like, I mean, we've seen the Predator kill humans. What, 1, 2, 3, at least like 5 movies by this point. So it's like it's something different. We're getting at him like fighting all kinds of different alien creatures now, and it's I thought it was a much needed refresher.
yeah, absolutely. Like, what was he saying?
Yeah, I'd have to go back out because I've only seen it the one time. I'd have to go. It's definitely one of those ones you'll catch on rewatch. There probably is a bunch of little Easter eggs I've missed on my first viewing that I'll probably catch on when I watch it again for sure.
Yeah, I absolutely love this movie because I was online like investigating things, and like outside of the level of violence and all the wholesome stuff that was going on, I think everyone's number one complaint was how Deck looked, and it's just like this is like Deck's not a real character, I don't believe, based on source material, but he is a Yautja nonetheless. So if you don't know what a Yautja looks like, complaining about what a Yautja looks like is insane. It's kind of insane. I don't understand anybody's argument about why they dislike Deck's look. Deck's look is pretty sick. I think my only complaint about Deck is just we didn't get to see him suit up like his official suit.
Yeah.
We saw his makeshift suit on Planet Genna that he used to take down the Wayland Yutani Corporation, but we wanted to see him like graduate into a full-blown certified Yautja, because he can't even claim the title as a Yautja yet. Thea, I think, yeah, it's her how you pronounce her name. She called him that twice, and he would not accept it. He was like, I am not Deck of the Yautja just yet. And then when he earns it, now he's Deck of the Yautja, and he's officially a Predator. He shows up back to his home planet and like, Dad, look what I just accomplished. And Father was just like, no, you're still a runt. I'm gonna send 2 goons after you. If you can't kill them, which with the Yautja creatures, that was their way of talking anyway. You got a bone to pick with somebody, you settle it by killing each other. You want to test your kids, you got to test them by like trying to kill them and all kinds of things. So it's rooted around violence 24/7. And to think that Deck went from full-blown struggling with his family members to being able to 1v1 his dad was sick. in the end. So he took out 2 of his bodyguards and the leader of his clan, and everybody else just pops out, and it's basically, oh, he is official. He is one of us now. So hopefully we see Deck again in the future, and he has his own suit and even better technology than what we saw in his movie. So that would be nice to see in a sequel. So
yeah, and I like I admit it, I'm one of the ones. That's my biggest complaint of the trailer was how he looked. I was like, I don't like the way this Predator looks. I don't like the way it looks at all. And I stood by that until until I saw the movie and it's in story written in why he looks the way he does, why he looks, because he does look different from all the other Yautja, and all the other Yautja look more like the classic Yautja. He just looks different because he is the runt of the. He has some disadvantages. He's the runt. He's weaker, you know, and they don't go into it too much, but basically just call him the runt. So I mean, it's written in story why he looks the way he does. So once that was in there, the look didn't bother me anymore, and I warmed up to it a lot. Where I was just like, okay, I'm fine with it. You know, I don't have any issues with that. And like you said about that fight scene at the end, I love that scene. I love with the dust.
Yeah, to help see his camo.
Just them in the dust, you know, being smart enough to use that. That was just a really cool fight scene with the dust. And then that leads me to like a lot of this movie is a lot of it is CGI because of course you're on an alien planet. You have all these alien things. You have to use special effects. And the special effects were really well done, really well visual effects. I will give Disney the credit for that. I don't know if it's the same people that work on the Marvel movies, since they're owned by the same people. I don't know if they work in the same special effects houses, but like between Fantastic Four and this, Disney seems to be stepping up their special effects because I thought for the most part the special effects in this movie were great, and also the cinematography was really amazing too. There's some beautiful like landscape shots of just Deck, and just like you see this gigantic landscape of the planet, and when the title drops, it has a great title drop. This movie where it's like he's in the very corner of the screen and just says Predator Badlands. It's just like this landscape shot, and it's just like it has some really well done cinematography as well. Just shooting the planet and making it look all just like definitely foreign and definitely like alien, but at the same time, it just looks beautiful and it looks very realistic.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. Let's see.
Yeah, like Blake said, I like him being run let him to have the different variations. Yeah, it's written in why he looks the way he does. So really, I mean, you can still have your complaints about the way he looks, but I mean, they justify why he looks like that.
Yeah, and honestly, like there's like minimum requirements to look like a Yautja. You got to have tendrils, and you got to have the 4 fanged mouth at the very least, the eyes and everything. I can see why people, I guess, weren't comfortable with the way he looked, but like for the most part, he met the basic Yautja standards. I think maybe because some people were joking about this too, and some of these jokes were kind of like borderline racist. And some people made memes about it, how he looks like a dreadhead stoner, and it's just, in the rabbit hole of all of these different insults that the haters were coming up with, it goes on forever. But at the end of the day, this movie's still great. Deck was well designed. I'm kind of jealous of the actor because, like, if I could break into Hollywood in any kind of way, I would like to at least suit up as a Yautja. If I could cosplay or at least get a casting role like that's something I would. That's like bucket list shit for me. So pretty satisfied with how Dimitri played Deck, and the other actors that played his brother Quay and his father. It's just like, man, I hope they just continue on deep diving into the lore. So we explore Yautja culture, watch them fight each other 1v1, and hopefully they up the ante on these fights too, because those fights were intense and very creative. But I definitely want to see a little bit more cutthroat old school standard Yautja behavior whenever they face off with each other or something else.
Yeah, and also just like I really like Blake said in the comments, the story isn't over. I'm glad it wasn't all told of him in one movie. Yeah, I mean, we do get sequel bait there at the end where he's like, "Oh, it's my mother." His mother shows up. He just got done with his father, and Thea's like, "Who's that?" And you see this gigantic ship coming. You're like, "Oh, that's my mother." And apparently, he's even more terrified of his mother than his father. So, I hope this movie does well, and I hope we do get to see what happens at the end of that. That's a uh, nice little way to end it. So hopefully, we get to see what his mother's about because apparently his mother's even more terrifying.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like we'll be getting more from that. I mean, this movie has done so well with critics, and I think it's doing really well at the box office right now. So I bet they will probably make a sequel.
Yeah, a fun fact that I just found out recently is that the women of the Yautja clan are massive in comparison to the males. So they're like Amazonian warriors, and they're way more terrifying, way more combative. Uh, a male versus male Yautja combat, you get exactly what you would expect, but a male versus a female Yautja, whole nother fight. So I'm not shocked that Deck beat his dad. Now, if he beats his mom, I'm going to need some explanation for that because he either had to be strategic as shit or he trained before he got to fight her. Because it's just like she pulls up, and the fact that that's his mother, so she's already more experienced than him, probably more experienced than her father as well. Like, there's no way Deck is going to win that fight without some kind of like he came up with a brilliant way to take down a female Yautja because they're supposed to be the cream of the crop. There's a couple content creators on TikTok who specialize in Predator lore, and it's very interesting too because even they use violence as part of their mating rituals too. So it's just like, man, it's
Praying mantises in real life.
yeah.
Or like those one spiders that mate and then they kill the male. There's some kind of breed of spider that mates and then immediately kills the male after or something like that.
I think it was the Black Widow.
Yeah, some kind of, so they're obviously probably taking some inspiration, I guess, from insects. I mean, that does make sense because Yautja have that insect type vibe to them, which is another thing I really liked about this movie that I forgot. The sound design is incredible in this movie, and something about that Predator, just that Predator click that he does. Ever since I was a kid, I've loved that noise that they do, that the noise the Predator makes, that clicking noise. And in this movie, it was like when I watched it and he did it for the first time, it was almost like in one of those Avengers Endgame moments where it's like I was brought back in nostalgia. I was like, oh yeah, like
yeah,
oh yeah, make that noise, boy. Like, like that sounds very sus, I know, but like that click is just very satisfying to me. I love the noise the Predator makes, and just hearing that for the first time in theaters since like 2018 was the last time we saw a Predator movie, or at least I saw a Predator movie in theaters. I know Prey had like a few theater, but most people watched it on Hulu. But yeah, so like it brought back, remind me of being a little kid watching Predator on TV and hearing that noise, because that used to always, because the original Predator used to scare me quite a bit, and hearing that Predator noise, that click he makes is just like, you do it way better than me. I don't even want to try because that would definitely get clipped and I'd probably be memed out of this world. But yeah, that noise they make is just incredible. It's just such a cool, unique noise, and the sound design in this film just really was amazing with everything. Even the way the gadgets make noise, the ships, the aliens, just like all the sound design was like amazing. So it was just that ominous, hearing that noise for the first time. It was just like, oh yeah, here we go. Like I was just like so hyped.
Hell yeah. They even scored the movie pretty well too. So all the background music you heard in this movie is kind of like generated specifically for this movie. Like they're using Yaka language in the background. You can hear Yautja singing.
Yeah, the score was really well done as well.
I was like, damn, that's beautiful. Like this is, Dan Trachtenberg went all the way to hell out for this movie because it's just like you're the theme songs, the soundtrack, all of this strictly Yautja music, and it's like, and it's soothing. It's like ASMR almost to listen to. Their Yautjas are singing, the way that Yautjas talk to each other, and it gives you like this chill. It gives you the chills a little bit because it's supposed to set this tone that the Yautja are extremely badass and very serious at all times, and it gives you and it matches perfectly. So I absolutely love that he went full detail with that.
Yeah, it was like yeah, the sound design was incredible on this film. I really just love that the little noise they make, and like I said, just the score and like the sounds of the aliens. It was just really nice to uh, have a good sound design to go with the Predator movies, especially seeing it in theaters. It was nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I I feel like I don't know if Hollywood will ever be able to top Alien and Predator movies with new franchises and stuff. This is peak science fiction entertainment.
Yeah, yeah. Like last year we got Alien Romulus, which is my favorite horror film of last year, and now this year we got Predator Badlands, and then we got Killer of Killers as well, and Alien Earth. I mean, really good 2 years for the Alien Predator franchise so far.
Yeah, like what Blake was saying is like these collaborations, like you, because I don't think Wayland Utani was a part of the Predator movies for a while, but now that you start seeing the presence of Wayland Utani, it's like they're a threat in both the Alien movies and the Predator movies. So it's just like the xenomorphs, they're going to terrorize no matter where they're at and what and who's involved. Uh, if they happen to be at a Wayland Utani headquarters or something like that, they'll kill whoever's in there. And just like you've seen in Alien Earth, uh, when you have a xenomorph in a cage and you let it loose, everything inside is getting obliterated, no matter what it is. So it's just like uh, the connection of just adding Wayland Utani to the Predator movies as well is just like, okay, so they have somewhat of an antagonist in common, and I love that. So this opens the door for more crossovers, I guess, for these movies.
Yeah, and it goes back to like, these movies have been tied together loosely at least since Predator 2 in 1990, whatever that was, when you see the xenomorph skull on the wall at the end on the ship at the end of Predator 2. So it's nice to see them kind of collaborating and being in the same universe and being good at that. Because besides the first Alien versus Predator movie, I think the first Alien versus Predator movie is a good movie. I like that one. I haven't seen Requiem, so I can't talk on it. I've just always heard it was awful. But yeah, so it looks like maybe we could get another Alien versus Predator, possibly. With the Wayland Utani coming in, you never know.
Yeah, because it's just like I remember from the first Alien versus Predator, there was a I don't quote me on this, but there's like a high ranking xenomorph that's in charge of the invasion in the first place. So it wasn't just regular xenomorphs running around smoking humans. There was a big daddy, or at least a maybe like a queen or a duke or a prince, whatever rank it was, that was in charge of the xenomorphs and kind of commanding them. And that was the one that the predator was hunting down. Uh, there's lore about that as well. So it's just like I want to see more of these elite xenomorphs running around because you know what type of damage just the younger ones can do in the foot soldiers, but to see like the commanders up and fighting the Yautja, it's just like damn man, these franchises just have source material and backstory and lore for days for everything, and live action is just slowly like exposing us to this, and I love it.
Yeah, like I said, from seeing the trailers for this movie and the marketing and just this really wasn't one of my most anticipated of the year. Even though, like I said, I'm a diehard Predator fan, I really didn't expect much out of this movie just because I saw it as the first PG-13 Predator movie, and I was just like, oh, okay. And then I didn't like the way the Predator looked, and I was just like, I don't know about this. But, I saw Dan Trachtenberg was directing it, so that was like my only hope because I think Prey and Killer of Killers is two great movies. So that's my only hope. But yeah, going into this, like I said, I came out surprised that it even hit my top 10 of the year. Like I was like, I can't believe I love this movie as much as I did. It just really surprised me. It was amazing.
Yeah, I once it hits streaming, I plan on watching it at least once a month if I can, because I'm low key obsessed with this.
I hope we do, Blake. I hope we get a new Alien vs Predator, and I hope it's actually like a great movie. That'd be nice. Because even the first one, even though I say it's good, it's not great. So I just that'd be really dope to see. But yeah, I really, like I said, my only issues with this film are, like I said, sometimes the humor gets a little too much, too over the top for me, where it just kind of a little cringe humor here and there. I was like, okay, it's kind of run its course. And my only other issue was some of the predictability of the story, and like I could see where things were going and what was going to happen. It kind of felt predictable in some aspects of the story, and just the way the hero's journey is and the found family stuff. But at the same time, I thought it was so well written to have these to be this big blockbuster action adventure film, but also have these deeper kind of more themes from like you maybe even see from like a drama or something baked into the scripts, and just having the great visual effects and some great cinematography, the great sound, the great score. Elle Fanning did really good playing the dual roles. Some great kill scenes, action. I love the creature of Bud, and just a cute little creature. Just love Bud.
A little
and
baby callus.
just like rooting for Deck the whole time, and being an underdog, and being the runt and kind of the outcast, and wanting him to prove himself and win in the end. So, like I said, I think it was a fantastic film. I think I gave it a. I guess I can give my grade now. I gave it a solid A for. It's a solid A for me. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. A solid A. Besides those two little issues I had with like the humor and some of the predictability, I really don't have any other issues with the film.
Yeah, if I could give it a grade, I'd probably give it like an A minus. I would like, one part of me would love to give it a solid A. I kind of wish we spent more time with the Yautja, like if anything, like because all the action and stuff, the journey that we saw on Planet Gena, I was like, that's cool, but if anything, if I had one true complaint, is that we scratched the surface of Yautja lore, and that could easily be remedied with like a Yautja TV series, with like maybe Dan Trachtenberg executive producing or directing, or we could just crank out some sequels and spend more time with the Yautja, because I'm sure like Yautja versus Yautja fights will be way more entertaining than just watching Yautja hunt down inferior creatures all the time. So I'm looking forward to it. More Yautja language, more Yautja soundtracks. Keep on going. This franchise is going to be even more iconic by the time Dan's done with it. And as far as my top 10 goes, this is definitely at least the lower end of my top 10. And so congratulations on that. Well done on your great job on the work. Give us a sequel as soon as possible.
Yes, like it's just fantastic. I like I said, those are my only real issues with it. I can't really think of anything else that I could nitpick. Like I thought it gave us great just like characters to root for, and it did enough. and like you had to have like Thea in there because the movie would be basically a silent film and subtitles if you didn't have the. It's not a human character, but if you didn't have a character speaking English, synthetic character. So I get why they added that, and it was a nice tie-in because it brings in the Weyland-Yutani group with doing that, and it's a nice tie-in to the Alien franchise. So it's just like really well connected with that. And like I said, I usually don't care for those cute kid characters that they try to throw into movies, but I loved Bud. Maybe it was those big eyes that drew me in, but I didn't. Anytime Bud got sad, I got sad. Made me want to cry. I wanted Bud to be safe, and I found the family with Dick and Thea, and they messed up Tessa. And if I'm not trying to remember correctly, this is terrible. I can't remember this, but wasn't Bud the one that killed Tessa at the end, or it helped at least?
So, yeah, I think so. I think Bud did kill Tessa
because it must have like faster evolution because from what we see Bud, and then by the time they get back to Deck's planet, Bud's a lot more grown up.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, like that's it. I don't know if that's just a part of the speed of his evolution was just like there's no explanation for that, but I honestly don't care because it doesn't detract from the plot a lot. Like you want Bud to grow up fast, by all means, let Bud grow up fast.
Yeah, it's an alien. You can do whatever with that kind of lore. You can be free willy with it. You don't have to stick to any strict thing. They're the new Guardians. I mean, yeah, they kind of are they're a ragtag group of aliens and from different planets and characters, so they kind of are like a new Guardians of the Galaxy in a way. Just a lot more murderous, I'd say. But yeah, I like I said, this movie was great. I loved it.
Yeah, it's
of the year.
Yeah, I'm not a hardcore. Like I know all the lore and source materials for this kind of stuff. I know some people that's complained about it was just like, yeah, Yautja's role solo. There's no point of having him on a team and buddy with other species. But it worked. It worked for the sake of the plot. So the hill that I'm going to die on is just like I hope this continues working in future Predator Badlands movies. So I want to see more Deck. I want to see more Thea and Bud. Hopefully the chemistry stays good and the screenwriting stays good.
Yeah, Dan Trachtenberg's definitely the king of this franchise. He's 3 for 3 for me. Definitely, this franchise was dead after the 2018 The Predator, so he revived this and brought it back to life, and doing really well with it. And I hope it continues to do well. It deserves it. I've always stand for the Predator. I feel like it kind of doesn't get its due as much as the Alien franchise. I feel like the Predator franchise is kind of like the little brother to the Alien franchise in a lot of ways. And I'm here for the Predator love. I'm here for all. That sounds weird. It kind of like even when I was doing the hashtags for like my posts and stuff, I didn't want to just put hashtag Predator in my post because then if I post my video and I'm putting hashtag Predator, I was like, oh, it makes it look like I'm just calling myself a predator. Like, it's so unfortunate that Predator's a cool name, so I get it, but it also has that tie-in of like, child predators. So it's like you couldn't have picked it. So Yautja is kind of, that's kind of a term that more like movie fans
safer, yeah.
You don't really like if you say Yautja, nobody's gonna know what they mean. So you got to say like, oh, the new Predator's out. So like,
Yeah, they should know now because it's just like now it should be common knowledge because the movie's putting it all on the line. If you aren't reading the comic books, you will be forgiven. You will be forgiven. Like nobody expects you to be the expert after one movie, but if you would like to deep dive into the source material, I'm sure you'll have a good time reading what you see. So hopefully Dan or whoever goes forward with these franchises. Gives us the information we like to see, more fights, better fights, and just glorious Yautja kills. Glorious Yautja kills.
Yes. Chris Hansen is standing behind you, Jacob, after saying that. It's that meme of him coming in. Why don't you take a seat over here? Yeah, that's what I feel. I was like, I can't. So I did like hashtag Predator movie because I was like, I don't want to just do hashtag Predator because I don't want to be my hashtags to be linked in with, people talking about child predators and stuff. But
yeah,
because like it's just like I don't know. I feel like you could have came. It worked for the original movie because it's just called Predator, so it kind of. It's kind of, oh, what's that? Like intriguing when it first came out, but now, like maybe they're almost kind of stuck with that name now. But at the same time, I mean, they made Prey, and I mean, it's not called, it doesn't have Predator in the title, and it's really good. But yeah, I don't know how to get around that. But yeah, this movie was phenomenal. Like I said, I didn't think it'd crack my top 10 of the year, but it did. It even knocked out Killer of Killers to be the number 10 spot, I think, right now.
Hell yeah.
I had so much fun. I absolutely enjoyed it. Had loved it. For all the reasons we just talked about. I mean, it was just really, like I said, surprised me. And I'm glad to say that a Predator movie surprised me because, man, I remember in 2018 being so excited for the Predator coming out and just being so disappointed in that movie. And just like being able to say, yeah, I went to the theater and I saw a great Predator movie. Like I feel like that's the first time.
Yeah,
that's the first time that's ever happened in my lifetime, actually. Because like because I didn't see Predators in theaters when I was in middle school, and I don't think that's a great movie either. And before that, the only great Predator movie came out before I was born in theaters. Now we got, like I said, we got Prey and Killer of Killers, but that was on Hulu. Like that was straight to streaming. I didn't get to see that in theaters, which is a shame because they deserved theatrical releases as well. But yeah, this is the first time in my life I actually was able to say I went to theaters and saw a great Predator movie. So I feel like for a lot of people that were born after 1980, whatever, when the first one came out, like are saying that because. It's been a while, so it's really great to see a Predator movie in theaters be great. I just wish Prey and Killer of Killers got the theatrical treatment as well, but I mean, I get it because at the time when Prey came out, like I said, the franchise was dead basically because of the Predator and how it bombed and all that. And then Killer of Killers was an animated movie that they put on Hulu, and I could kind of see that because I don't know if they would have faith in it. They should have had faith in it, but. I think now from now on we'll see Predator movies in theaters because it's doing well at the box office from what I've been seeing. I believe, and keep giving Dan Trachtenberg the keys to this franchise. Just let him be the creative head because he's 3 for 3.
Yeah, he is. And it's just like my mind went straight to the gutter almost every single time he said "great Predator movie," and it's just like that's exactly the proper way to refer to it, but it just. Chris Henson just shows up in my mind every time. Like, yeah, great Predator movie, huh?
Why don't you take a seat over here?
It's like, damn it. I think Yautja. Yautja thoughts. That's what I think.
Yautja. Which I kind of wish they came up with a better name because Yautja doesn't even sound that intimidating. It sounds like a food or something.
Yeah.
It doesn't, like Xenomorph is cool because it's like Xenomorph or, that's like a cool name. But like, Yautja is just not the same. It doesn't have that cool factor to it. I feel like they should have came up with a cooler name for the Predator than Yautja.
Yeah, you got a world-class design for these alien creatures, but you give them such a intimidating name of their species.
Yeah, like Blake said in the comments, I'd like a green yacht. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like that type of thing. Like, I feel like you could have came up with a cooler name than Yautja, which I wonder how they come up with that name, but. Yeah, but like that's crazy to think. Also, that he came up with a brand new dialogue for this movie too. I mentioned that earlier. It's like pretty cool that he obviously cares about this, and everybody behind the scenes really care about this movie to come up with a whole language for it. Like that's as a Predator fan, that's heartwarming to hear that people care so much about this franchise. They're willing to come up with actual language, and the actors that play the Predators are actually like wanting to learn the language and learn the language. Like that's so cool.
Yeah, it's so sick. Like, keep it going. That's for sure. Because I'm here for all the Yautja activity I can get. Great storytelling. After this, I'm definitely going down a few rabbit holes to see what's going on with Jim and John Thomas, the creators of this whole franchise, and the character, the Yautja creatures themselves. So it's just like, what all do we not know? And I'm sure the one TikTok guy that I always send videos of, he's probably going to be one of the first people that's put out a video about the origins and the birth of the Predator franchise. So
what's his name?
It's LP Longmire.
Shout out him on TikTok. If you guys want like real like scientific in depth of like your favorite like franchises and characters like Michael Myers, Xenomorphs, whatever. Deontay's been sending me TikToks, and I love all of his videos. Shout out him on TikTok. He's a great creator and actually puts a lot of effort into his videos. And like he goes into like, if you're into the Welcome to Dairy franchise, the Welcome to Dairy going on right now, he goes into every episode of that. He's just like a big pop culture, goes into all the pop culture franchises and digs into them way more than I ever could, where it's just like analytical, scientific like, and it's just really cool. So shout out him on TikTok for sure. So it's LP Longmire is his name.
Yeah. Follow him. Give him a shout out. Tell him you saw him on our podcast. A shout out to him on the podcast. Maybe we'll have him on a show one day when one of a horror movie franchise.
That'd be dope.
Man, watch him go off about the lore behind all of it and the source.
I'll just sit back and let him carry the podcast. I won't do anything. I'll just sit back and just let him talk because that man is a genius. He just like deep dives into every little detail, and I'm just like, I don't have the brain power for that, man. You're a genius for that.
Yeah, he is. He even has like some humor in it too, where it's just like people in his comment sections are always asking him, can they do something freaky with these aliens? And it was like, oh, you want to crack a xenomorph queen, and and then he breaks down why you physically can't do that.
Like he takes it dead serious. It's really funny.
Big shout out to LP Longmire. Thanks for all the wealth of knowledge that you dropped on us thus far, and can't wait to hear more.
Shout out him. Also, while we're shouting people out, shout out Craven Conventions.
Shout out Craven.
She'll be back sometime, probably when we talk about horror. She's usually our horror expert when it comes to things. She'll probably be back on the show eventually for horror for sure. And shout out, if you haven't followed her already, go follow her on everything. I think she's working on editing podcast episodes right now. Last she talked to us about it. So there should be podcast episodes coming out soon for sure on horror movies. And like I said, I'm like the fast food, and she's like the gourmet meal. See, I can't even talk right. Why do you watch me? But anyway, gourmet meal of when it comes to horror. She really deep dives into like the political and social underlying themes and stuff, and like really analyzes stuff about the story. So yeah, definitely go check her out. Give her love for sure. And trying to think of anybody else. I think that's about it.
A24.
Oh, I almost forgot, and I have to double it because I forgot my last podcast. I think was the first podcast in JFP history, besides maybe my first one, where I did not plea for my A24. And A24, I am so sorry that last episode I missed you. I know you were waiting for it. I know you were. I'm looking you in the eyes right now, whoever you are. I forgot who owns A24. I need to look up the CEO and find their name. Not to stalk them or anything. I'm just saying, just to call them out. But yeah, A24, I'm sorry I missed you last. I know you missed my request. Here's my request. This is take this for 2 requests since I missed you last time. You should hire me You hired somebody younger than me. To do the back rooms, which he's a very talented YouTuber. Like he created the back rooms, like he's the creator of it. So you should hire him to be a director. But I'm just saying, if you want to hire young people, you should hire me too. I mean, I haven't created back rooms. I've created JFP. We can make a JFP movie.
Oh yeah.
Me and Deontay would be the star. I'd be the director, and I wouldn't even be in the movie, but it would be called Jacob's Film Perspectives. But it wouldn't be me at all. It'd be Deontay, it'd be Bella, it'd be Mac, it'd be Lawson, it'd be everybody that's been on the show but me. I'll just direct it. But yeah, A24, please hire me. I'm right here. I have a degree in film. I'm doing this. Go watch my out of theater reactions. I give you all the love all the time. I think was that last. What did I? No, I can't remember the last A24 movie I was able to see in theaters. But every time I can see your movie in theaters, I do. I support you. I've tagged you multiple times, A24, and you never respond to me. But anyway, you're like a long lost lover across the sea, and you need to come to me. Okay.
Stop leaving Jacob on red.
I'm like Jay Gatsby in The Great Gatsby. I have my gigantic light tower turned on just for you to see across the way, and you're just not seeing it, and you really should, because I love you, A24, and you should hire me.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And that's my A24 plea. I'm sorry I forgot last time. I know that's what everybody comes here for, is just for that, just to see a pale, skinny white boy beg for A24 to hire him. But yes, I will do it every time. And I will never forget again. I am sorry. I'm going to abuse myself. Bad Jacob for forgetting that. I'm sorry. And is that a new Once Upon a Time Hollywood poster? That's been back there every episode, I think. Oh my God, I can't do it. The mirror gets me. What am I doing? Okay, there we go.
That mirror effect.
Yeah, I've had that poster, Blake. But yes, thank you for pointing it out. It is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Underrated Tarantino. More people should check it out. I love it. And of course, I got Batman Begins. And then, oh my God, I can't do Halloween. There we go. Halloween. I mean, yeah, I got that. I also have a Jaws poster over here, American Psycho. Did have Drive and Shawshank Redemption. That's in the other room. Yeah, first time I've seen it, used to seeing Ryan Gosling, I thought. Oh, yeah, Ryan Gosling was behind me. That was when my desk was in my other room. I had the Drive poster. My Drive poster is in my bedroom. Yes, I have a Ryan Gosling poster in my bedroom. Don't ask why.
Oh, wow.
And it's straight across from my bed too. Like it's on the opposite wall from my bed.
Because he's Knuff.
Yeah, that's all you need to know about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it's been here. My Drive is in the other room when I had my desk in the other room. But yeah, it's still there, and it will stay there. It may have some stains. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna go that far.
Oh man,
I'm not going that far.
A whole lot of guilt.
I'm not going that far. See, shout out Ryan Gosling too. His birthday was a few days ago. Happy birthday, Ryan Gosling. You're my favorite actor.
Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday.
You have one of your sewing. I'm kind of jealous. Happy belated birthday to Ryan Gosling. Drive, maybe my favorite movie of all time. It's always in my top 5. Go watch Drive if you haven't. I'm weirdly obsessed with that movie. I have the replica jacket from it. It's just a weird thing. I don't know what's wrong with me. But, yes. That's that. And but A24, back to my A24 plea. I wasn't done. I'm sorry for my sidetrack. This is number 2, actually. I need number 2. Oh, Blake. Hold on. Before my A24, Blake said he mentioned Drive on his podcast today. Yes.
Shout out to Fundamentals. The new episode will be dropping tonight.
Yes, go watch Fundamentals and say I love Drive in the comments. Everybody comment, I love Drive. Jacob was right. Jacob is amazing. He is the Drive master. I don't know where it's going with that. But yeah, I'm glad you love it. Drive is amazing. It's one of the best movies ever made, in my opinion. Anyway, A24, hire me. This is making up for lost time. And I don't know. You should just hire me. I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna keep it simple this time. Just hire me. You know, I'm capable.
What you need? A production assistant? You need a
Yeah, I mean,
coffee
like, I'll do
boy?
anything. I'll get your coffee for you. I'll scrub your feet. You know, if you need that, I'll carry you. I'm kind of weak, so I can't really carry a lot of weight, but I could carry a small person maybe. Uh, I could carry anything you need. Carry all your equipment. I'll be your luggage boy. You know, whatever you need. I'm here A24, but you should hire me to be a director. Actually, that would be your best bet. I would make the best-selling movie you've ever made in theaters. It would be a crowd pleaser. Yeah, hire me A24, please.
Absolutely.
That's big.
You
have anything, Deontay?
Oh, that's all I got. It's like y'all be on the lookout for these reels because I'm gonna have some made tonight, and they should start posting in the morning.
Oh yeah, we got more reels, and I got 2 out of theater reactions recorded. I went and saw 2 movies yesterday. They're not movies really worth. I'm not gonna say what movies they are just for surprise. I'll tell Deontay later, but I'll tell Deontay after because he gets the insider. But you guys don't. You guys will wait. You have to wait. But yeah, go Monday and Tuesday. So tomorrow and Tuesday, I'll be dropping 2 out of theater reactions back to back. Go like and comment on those. They'll be on everything: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. I post them everywhere. Substack now. Go to that. So yeah, look out for those 2. Look out for these reels. We'll be posting from there, and also, which I'll have a podcast before this happens, so I'll update you guys with more information. But we're having a special screening event for a film I actually worked on in January, late January. My Pat Lawson, who has been on the show, directed a short film, The Not So Great Outdoorsman. It's a slapstick comedy about Bigfoot. I was assistant director and first assistant camera on it. So JFP was actually a worker on it, and I actually got I got the DVD copy yesterday. It's pretty, like I said, and I made a post about it. It's pretty surreal that I actually got to hold a DVD of something that a film I worked on. Like, that's pretty awesome. And we're going to, at Marcus Theaters in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, actually, we're going to be doing a special screening where the whole cast is going to be there. We're going to be signing posters. He already rented out the theater. It's going to be late January. I'll update you. I'll make posts about it before, because it'll be a little over 2 months away still. So we got time, but I just wanted to shout that out. That's coming. Wicked is, I know.
Yeah.
I talk so much crap about musicals and stuff. We're going to be doing a Wicked review. I've already decided. Because Bella loves Wicked, so Bella will be back on, and I'm kind of doing that as an apology to her, because I gave her so much grief last year for loving Wicked and it being in her top films of the year, and then I watched it like in the spring of this year. I watched it late, and I actually own it on 4K now. I own a physical copy of Wicked on my shelf. Yes, I own Wicked physically. It's a great musical.
Ooh.
I am sorry, Bella, if you're watching this, for ever doubting you and your love for Wicked. And for an apology for that, we're going to be doing a Wicked for Good episode. And I feel like that's going to do crazy numbers because everybody loves Wicked. So if you love Wicked, we're going to be talking about it.
Yeah, Wicked for Good in theaters November 21st.
It comes out next weekend. I'm going to see it next weekend. I'm probably going with my mother because my mother loves Wicked. So it'll be like a mother-son type thing. So that'll be fun. And yeah, we're going to do an episode on Wicked for Good. And I guess in retrospect, we'll be talking about both movies since it's a part 2. So if you love Wicked, which I know all you women watching love it. Well, that sounded a little misogynistic. I'm sorry. All you women and men, because I'm a man that loves it.
Mm-hmm.
I know you guys love Wicked, so you're definitely going to want to check in because we're going to have all the best content on Wicked. We will. Don't even – because Bella, she's a musical theater. Like, she has all the information on musical theater and, like, musicals. So, like, she'll have all the cool stuff about it. And then I'll be over here saying, like, I like that song, but yeah.
Yeah, like, we're pretty much the reverse. Like, like watching a football game and not knowing what the hell's going on. Yeah, I like the team with the blue and yellow jersey on.
Yeah, that's
Hell
what's gonna
yeah.
be.
That's
What's
us.
gonna be like for Wicked for Good. But we're gonna do it because I feel like it'll bring in a lot of people, and I think it'll be a fun time. And it's an apology to Bella for dissing her love for Wicked and me being a hater on musicals for my entire podcast career and my entire life, really. But yeah, Wicked for Good coming out, and then also Welcome to Derry. A new episode drops tonight. I think it's
4 minutes.
Yeah, it's going to be dropping, and so I know for sure Deontay will want to do an episode on that at the end when it's over. So it'll be a while, but because it's every week, and I think it's going to be like 8-9 episodes. So we got like it's going to be like at least a month and a half probably. But yeah, we'll be doing Welcome to Derry episode 2. So for sure, because I have not been able to talk about Pennywise on this podcast, and Pennywise is a crucial part of my personality. Now, what that says about me, I don't know. But I have multiple Pennywise Funko Pops. I have like 2 Pennywise shirts. I have like Pennywise socks. Pennywise is my guy.
We need a Pennywise tattoo.
I should really get one on my forehead. Just get a gigantic red clamp. But yeah, we'll be talking about Welcome to Derry as well. So look out for those 2. So Wicked for Good and Welcome to Derry. 2 new JFP episodes coming. Yeah, so I mean it's gonna be. We got a lot coming down the pipeline here at JFP. It's kind of an exciting time. I feel like we've had a revitalization of this. I feel like JFP in some kind of way died for a little bit there in 2025 because 2025 has been a horrible year. And
yes, just
personally and in the world. So I feel like a lot of y'all thought I died. We died. We went away. You weren't going to see Bella and Beyonce and Mac and Lawson anymore. You weren't. But guess what? We brought Lawson back last episode. We're bringing Bella back again next episode. We're talking about Pennywise coming up, and then we're probably going to bring in. Hopefully, we can. I'm on the lookout. I've scouted a few more guests. That sounds weird, like I'm in the bushes watching them. Like you want to join the FP, but I have talked to one other person about wanting to join the podcast, like come on for an episode. So hopefully there could be a couple new guests in the future. So it's kind of like almost like a second coming of JFP, but we're gonna come back even bigger, better, and stronger. We're definitely going to be coming back for sure. I think the Wicked for Good will be the start of that, just because of my notorious hate for musicals and how last year I dogged Wicked for like 4 episodes or something like that.
Yeah, you'll be the one with the controversial hot takes that makes us go viral.
Maybe I'll be like, I love this movie. It's my favorite movie of the year, But no, I don't think it'll be my favorite movie of the year. But it could, you know what? It could be top 10. You never know. I really did enjoy the first Wicked, so I am excited for Wicked for Good. I am excited for what's to come on JFP. You guys should subscribe. You should follow me on everything. Everything. Even if you follow me on one thing, you should follow me on everything. Even though my posts cross over, like they post in multiple places, because that's how social media works. You should still follow me on everything, because why not? You just get more. Up to date. Who doesn't want more of me? But anyway, probably a lot of people, honestly. But yeah, we're coming back. JFP is having a little revival here. I really am excited to bring this back. I want to come back stronger. I'm actually even looking into like buying a little more equipment for some certain like videos to post. I'm looking into doing a little more in this content creation space. There for a while, if I'm gonna be real with y'all, there for a while, I was thinking about canceling this entirely. I was thinking about ending the show. I was thinking about deleting all my accounts. I was just kind of done with content creation. But for some reason, the last few months, I've just had that spark back in my little spark is back. I feel a little spontaneous, a little spunky. I'm ready to go. So like, and yeah, be on the lookout for all that. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I think that was a long over drawn out thing, like most of my talks are. So that's nothing new. But yeah, we're coming back.
Yep, get ready for Wicked because that is up next.
Yep, that'll be the next episode. Wicked for good.
Yes, sir. I think that's it for episode 22.
Go watch Predator Badlands while it's still in theaters.
Yes, and new episode of Fundamentals drops tonight. The links should already be sent out. So if you're subscribed to Fundamentals YouTube channel, go watch that new episode.
Yeah, go watch the new episode of Fundamentals, and then watch that first before you watch It Welcome to Derry. Actually, watch that first, and then watch It Welcome to Derry.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna be eating good tonight. So nothing but back-to-back content and making reels. Yep. Well, you guys have a great night and thanks for tuning in.
Have a lovely night, peoples. Bye. Daddy's here and Daddy loves you.
Dada.